Okay, now we're starting the respiratory system. So the respiratory system, how we breathe. Okay, so functions. Right, so the main function of the respiratory system, I think you would agree, would be gas exchange. So this is where oxygen comes in and CO2 goes out. Okay, and why is this important? Well, of course, it's important because we need oxygen for body cells. Say oxygen for cells and cell respiration. So don't forget, we have glucose, and when we bring in oxygen and combine it with glucose, we get carbon dioxide, water, and ATP. Okay, pretty important. CO2 is the waste product. We have to be able to get rid of that, and the way we do that is by breathing it out. CO2 also helps to for maintaining acid-base balance. If we have, we have this equation here, which is a buffer. And it's a buffer because it goes back and forth as it is releasing hydrogens or binding them up. All right, so when we have too much acid, we can bind up those hydrogens, go this way, and get to carbon dioxide, and we breathe it out. So gas exchange is a very, very, very important function of the respiratory system. The second thing is it conditions the air. So the parts of the respiratory system, the nose, the nasal passages, the hair in your nose, all of those things help to warm and humidify the air. The respiratory system allows us to communicate, so talking. So the vocal cords are basically air moving them, kind of like flaps. Smelling. So we have, our olfactory system, the olfactory epithelium. And that epithelium covers the whole nasal cavity. So smell, protection. So our respiratory tract is covered with mucous membranes. It's got cilia in it. It's got goblet cells that produce mucus. And all of those things help protect us against pathogens and things like that. All right, so the mechanisms of the respiratory tract are what we're going to be talking about in this chapter. We're going to spend a good amount of time talking about these few things. So the first one is pulmonary ventilation. So pulmonary ventilation is just breathing in and out. So inhalation and exhalation. All right. External respiration is where we get gas exchange. And this is where we get gas exchange between the lungs and blood. All right. Internal respiration is where we get gas exchange again. And this is between blood and tissues. Tissues or body cells. The fourth aspect, of course, then would be cellular respiration. So where we take that oxygen, use it, and then we get carbon dioxide exchanged to go back. So going this way, we're going to the tissues to exchange and then do cellular respiration. And then once that oxygen is used and we have carbon dioxide, then it just goes back the other direction. So blood, tissues then to blood, blood to lungs, and then exhaling out of our body. So that's what we're going to be talking about with the respiratory system. And the next video I'm going to talk about basic anatomy of the respiratory system.